Good morning, my friends. Jeremiah's JMan and JMan Speaks coming to you live and direct from our world headquarters here in the Rock. That's the RLC. We don't stop. Today we're bringing you 18 Fridays. Ask for anything. Fridays. For Fridays. Man, today we are got a doozy for you, really. I want to call it way more than a notebook or a note taker, but turning chaos into a beautiful mind with NotebookLM is what we're going to be talking about today. I've been using some kind of online notebook, if you will, since Evernote. I mean, Evernote was probably 15 years ago. And I had hesitated to come over to NotebookLM because I was like, how good could it be? And then I kept getting updates like, Notebook got an update. It's game changing. It's revolutionizing the industry. It's amazing, right? And so, hold on, I gotta fix. I'm disappearing into the background here for a second. Gotta fix my fade level. But it's so much more with the infusion of AI. Okay, and there was a last update. We're gonna do three things with you today. We're gonna do one called Doc Drop Magic, meaning if you have a big PDF of like HOA rules and regulations, or I'm going to use the wealth report today would be a great one. We're going to teach you how to use that, create notes from it, create an audio, best way to explain it, like a podcast explaining it to you, and then even a mind map that you could save and present to clients. We're also going to do that with a market activity report. Secondly, we're going to do a 60-second client dossier, meaning all the information, all of the chats, all of the emails that you've had with a particular client, exporting that plus the listings that they want to look at, and bringing it into one lovely note that has all of their information, all of their likes, dislikes, all of the conversations that you ever had in one place. And then the last thing we're going to share all the things that we're doing with you today, along with a guide to help you use NotebookLM. So let's see where everybody's watching from. English. Queens, Esther Perez, Nicole from Florida, Jeffrey from, this is Jeffrey's favorite by far. He's been talking about it for a while now, and I'm always resistant when somebody talks about something and says how great it is. I'm like, is it really? It definitely is. Let me just fix something here. While I'm fixing this, why don't you put in the chat, what are you using right now? There we go. I had to just fix my fade level. What are you using right now to take notes? If you're going to say pen and paper, I guess that's okay. You could still use that with this. But let's get you digital and let's get you more organized. And this would be a great way to take any and all of the things that you've had from past trainings, tours that you've done, new development that you're interested in or your clients might be interested in. So much more powerful to get organized with this tool. So I'm going to share my screen. If you're watching us over on Instagram, head over to Facebook, facebook.com/JManSpeaks. I will be posting, Billy said my note app, Excel. Okay, Excel will work for now, but we're going to get you over here. I promise. But if you're on Instagram, come over to Facebook, full screen. We will post the playback on Instagram after the fact. All right, so first thing, you're going to go to notebooklm.google.com. Okay, notebooklm.google.com. That's where it's at. Now, you'll see that mine is Welcome to NotebookLM Plus. This is the upgraded version. I'll post in the comments after the differences between the two. I did not upgrade. Okay, here's a benefit. You've heard me talk about Google Workspace or the Business Suite, where you can upgrade your Google account. It's $12 a month. You get a branded email address. So like my email address is jman@jmanseminars.com. That's actually my Google. It's not a forwarding email address. I pay $12 a month for that. It gives me enhanced storage in my Google Drive. But then, bonus, it gave me NotebookLM Plus as part of that package. So I was pleasantly surprised when I opened this for the first time, and I had it. Okay. So first thing we want to do, you get there, you don't really need to do anything to create an account. What am I going to do first? I'm going to come over here. Hold on. I'm going to go create new. I have all these notebooks. If I were to bring it back to the old school, because I'm an old fool who's so cool, imagine if you had stacks of notebooks, right? It's funny because my son in his school, they have color-coded notebooks. A notebook color, that the exterior is a different color for each subject that they're learning. And I'm going to help him to use this to study and learn new things. It's really awesome. All right, so you go create new. Now there's a number of ways to create a new notebook. You can do it from a PDF. You can do it from a Google Doc, a Google Slide, a TXT audio, even like an MP3 that you downloaded. You can do it from a YouTube video if that video is public and not unlisted or private. You can do it from a website, and then you can even paste text in here, okay? You can also discover sources like you see on the upper right-hand corner. I like to start with something as like my main subject. So like I've been creating guides for like, okay, here's how you use the task function in ChatGPT. Here's how you use 4.0 image generator in GPT. Here's how you use deep research in GPT. I'll use that. I'll have GPT do a deep research, which is like a ton of information, 30 different sources, takes 10, 15 minutes. And then I will paste that text into this. Once I have it as like my main subject, then I'll do discover sources. But if you didn't want to, you could just do discover sources, of course. Discover sources, of course, of course. So let's upload something here. I'm going to choose the wealth report. Where are we at? One moment. Wealth. Here we go. Douglas Elliman, Knight Frank Wealth Report 2025. Check this out. Go like this. Open. Gobble, 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 gobble. Okay. So what it's doing is, you like my sound effects, huh? It's digesting this information, and it's using AI to learn about it so that it can teach me. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, are we having a problem with this? Hold on a second. Let's try this again. If not, I'm going to try another source because this happened earlier. I don't know why it wasn't. Oh, hold on a second. Okay. Still gobbling. Okay. Add source. Again, upload source. Wealth. Sometimes I got to refresh in order for it to work properly. Let's see what happens here. I'm giving it 2 sources. And then if not, I'm just going to discover here in a second, okay? So you can see how that works. Because it's taking too long. Oh, there we go. Whew. Nothing like live demos, folks. I'm like sweating. Okay, so Knight Frank Wealth Report 2025. Now, a couple things I'm going to show you here. The first, I'm going to let it generate, okay? Deep dive conversation. What this does is it takes the complex subject or whatever your subject is, right? And then it creates a conversation between like 2 podcast hosts, 2 people talking back and forth, explaining the subject. Like this is, and you can download the MP3. So we're just going to generate it so you can see exactly what we're talking about. But it's like unbelievable. Okay. Next, what I want to show you, I could do an audio overview. I can add additional notes to it. But what I want to do next for this is called a mind map. You know what mind maps are, hopefully. Just think of like a visual going in all different directions, right? So let me click mind map. Boop. Generating mind map. Here we go. Generating mind map. Here we go. Oh, I just love this stuff. That conversation is still generating, but hold on. And while we're doing this, I'm going to do a study guide. I'm going to do a briefing doc. I'm going to do FAQs. I'm going to do a timeline just for the heck of it because those buttons are there. Okay. So let me see. We have some questions. We have some comments. I know I'm showing twice on my screen, once on Instagram and once on Facebook. Thanks. It gobbled it too fast. Exactly right. So this is a mind map. So what it did is it took the main subject, broke it up into subtopics, and then those subtopics will be broken down even further. So if you wanted to look at it and go, bring it over here. Oh, let me see about wealth distribution. Okay, that's broken into top U.S. 10 million populations, wealth range by region, growth in emerging economies, entrepreneur population. Okay, let's look at the U.S. So it allows you to search for topics or subtopics within the broader scope, right? So that search that I just did, I clicked on, here's a breakdown of what the sources say about the U.S. in the context of the top U.S. 10 million plus populations. The U.S. has the largest population of individuals with a net worth of U.S. $10 million or more, with 905,413 individuals in 2024, right? We don't need to go on, but I want to create another one, actually. I want to go back over here. I want to use this to create a market activity. Market activity report. All right, let's just use that market report Q1. Actually, I'm not going to do that. Hold on a second. Coming back over here. I want to download this because I did this ahead of time. Download. If you're unfamiliar with where to get a market activity report, if you're in an RPR market, it's narrpr.com. I went in, I did market research. There's two different kinds, market activity report or a market trends report. I did market activity. I chose the last 3 months, and I picked one zip code, okay, to get this information. Now, rewind that back because I'm a fast talker. Okay, so now I'm going to upload that resource. Should be there. There it is. Gobble, gobble, gobble. I don't know where that came from, but the most random things. Refresh, refresh. See how the PDFs is getting a little bit wonky lately. I'm going to try again. Dun, 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 dun. Delete. Add source. And then what I'm going to do, turkey. I know, it's not even Thanksgiving. I'm thinking Pac-Man. When I say gobble, 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 I'm like thinking like Pac-Man for some reason. Okay, and then if this doesn't work, I'm going to have it discover sources. See, now it worked the second time. Of course, it's just being a shit. Okay, so Pittsburgh, New York real estate market report. I'm going to have it generate a conversation, but then I'm going to do the same thing like we did before and do a mind map of this. But I could ask it questions. I could create a study guide. Let's say for a second, like I really wanted to get good on my statistics for this market or this zip code, because I'm going on a listing appointment tomorrow. And I want to know list price, sale price ratio, median sale price, all the things. You create a study guide or a briefing doc, right? Or an FAQ. If somebody asks you, how's the market? And then even going to do that same mind map here. Okay. Now I'm going to go back. I want to see if my podcast is ready yet. I'm going to go over here. Okay, Knight Frank Wealth Report. Let's see. All right, let's load this conversation. Load. And while that's loading, I'll go back and show you. I did one yesterday. Practical Guide to Building AI Agents. Okay, and this was one where like I had a guide that was created by OpenAI, but then I asked it for additional resources in the Discover. And look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Went to YouTube. I found some PDFs, Wikipedia, all kinds of a practical guide, all kinds of good stuff. All right, now listen. Make sure I got my audio hooked up.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling AI agents.
Yeah, a big topic.
Definitely. What exactly are they? What can they do right now? And maybe what are the big shifts coming up?
Right. We've looked at quite a few sources, academic stuff, industry blogs, even a YouTube discussion.
The idea is to give you a really solid grasp, cut through some of the hype.
Exactly. Go beyond just the surface level. We want to nail down what they are fundamentally, how they work, and where things seem to be heading.
Get you the key insights, basically, efficiently.
That's the plan.
Okay, let's jump right in then. So, at its core, what are we talking about? An intelligent agent.
It's a computer system, right? But one that can act.
All right, I'm gonna stop there. I was just giving it time for your brain to explode, okay? Because I can go like this. I can then download it, put it on my phone, listen to it in my car. Now I literally have a university on wheels for any topic that I want to learn, any topic that I want to be better at. And look at, we can all be better on AI. So like I would break down each component of AI that you feel you want to improve upon, whether it's human avatars, whether it's the deep research feature, whether it's the task feature, whether it's the new O3 update, the latest one, which is really great, or the 4.0 image generator. Can we have it use our voice? No, it has voices already. You're spoiled. No, but that's a good idea. I think I know where you're going with that. Could you could have it write a script for you and then use another voice generator like 11 Labs. That would work. Okay. So let me see. I'm going to do something here. Okay. I want to go back to Knight Frank for a second. Skynet. Yeah. If somebody knocks on your door looking for Sarah Connor, run, man. Run. Or be like, hey, I always said please and thank you with all of my prompts, so please don't kill me. And I don't know where Sarah Connor is. Okay, let's go back to the Knight Frank for a second. And I want to use a prompt here. Okay. Summarize the key takeaways in less than 120 characters for an Instagram caption. I don't want to add 3 emojis. So if you're a luxury agent and you're looking to attract wealthy people will read articles about wealth. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Okay, look at that. Global health expands, strongest real estate investors. Okay. Use the same information to write a script for a 30-second video. Animated globe expanding. The world is getting wealthier. Oh, the visuals, the animated globe expanding. Don't read everything, Ron Burgundy. Okay. So you see now, we're here with the wealth report, but I want more. I want more information. So let's just do the discover resources together. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Pew! Wealth report. Understanding wealth. How is it measured? Global wealth report from UBS. Distribution of wealth, wealth strategies. Let's do it all. Let's do it all, baby. 10 different resources. Okay? Or sources. I like to say resources. Import them. Now it's adding all of that information to our knowledge base to pull from. Going back, where is my market report? Over here. All right, let's look at the mind map about the market. Boom, baby. Look at how good this is. Okay, we have market trends. We have median estimated property value. I'm going to slide it over so you can see it on Instagram. Okay, what are the market trends? Okay, and go like this and hit. I can download that whole thing to use that in a listing appointment if I wanted to. Portions of it, right? But look at this information. You want to really break it down. Median sold listings, market snapshot, value and price changes, go a little further. See, the one thing that I don't like about live streaming is that I can't hear you go, holy, right? Because I know that's what's happening right now. There's no tomorrow. Okay. So that's the mind map feature. What is the next thing we want to do here? That was the mind map money moves. Next, new notebook. We're going to do a client dossier, if you will. Okay, let's go over here. Plus, create new. Come on, man. I can't say it's the internet because I'm literally right next to the router. I know, Betsy, you're nerding out to this. You love this. Think of all the things you could do with Zoom, Zoom guides, Zoom tech support. Like, it's really amazing. Okay, so let's create new. Now what I want to do is I'm going to use text. Okay, and I've created like a fake client. I'm not going to share real client information with you, of course. Hold on a second. Okay, copy all the information and paste text here. So let me tell you what I would do if this was a real client. You go into your email provider, search the client name or transaction name, depending on how you do it, so that all of the emails come up, right? You then select all of the emails. You then hit print, but then save it as a PDF. I'm not saving it as a PDF right now, but I would have, but I could still just, you could do select all, copy, and then paste all the text in this if you wanted to. But when you print to a PDF, you would then open it up in Doc in your Word, and then that would be an editable file. If you wanted to redact certain information, you could that way. Okay, so this is imaginary, right? Here we go. All of our conversations. Insert that. I then am going to also add property information. Okay, let's go back. I have this saved someplace else. 1 second. Okay, then I have sample MLS notes. So on any properties that we'd be looking at or that we've looked at, again, you could print all, save as a PDF, upload that. So now I have like, remember folders? Remember folders with paper and your folders and went in a filing cabinet? Well, think that everything you show them, now I have a very detailed analysis of everything that we looked at, right? When we looked at it and everything like that. So I would print, save a PDF, upload that so that it's part of my client folder here in NotebookLM. Okay, so hold on. Do that. Let's copy the text again. Copy text. Command V on my MacBook. Insert. Okay, now if you wanted, I don't want to get too nerdy on you, but if you wanted a quick automation, you could do this in Zapier where you do like a trigger anytime a new email comes in, labeled client, right? Like you save it so that when their email address comes in, it's labeled as a certain client or certain transaction. That can then be exported to Google Docs. Okay, and then that Google Docs, once it reaches there, it can be automated to be dumped into your NotebookLM. Sweet. All right, what do we want to do with this information? What would you like to do with all this client information? You tell me. Nothing? I'm going to wait for some responses. Okay. Let's just say if we want a briefing doc. Can I see the left side slightly? Can you? You'd like to. Is that what you're saying? Hold on a second. But if you want to see the whole thing, Lena, you can hop over to Facebook. Get the full screen. But let me just, I'll do this for a second just so the Instagram folks don't feel like they're totally left out. I'm looking at two different screens, clicking one screen and not moving the other. So on the left side, it just has the sources, all the different sources that you might have. For this one, I probably wouldn't do discover sources, but you could do a deep dive on somebody if you wanted to, I suppose. And then here you have your studio on the right side. Okay, so it's kind of divided into thirds. We're looking at the middle third right now. What does the client like in their criteria? Again, I'm thinking, this could be shared with other people. So if you're part of a team, you're a team leader, oh man, or if you're on the team and you're not the team leader, get the team leader to learn this, because now every listing that they have, all of the information is dumped in here, all of the updates, all of the things that they've done, all of the builder upgrades that they did when they built the property, all the neighborhood amenities, all the building amenities for selling apartments or condos or co-ops, right? All of this stuff could be in there. And look at this. Based on the sources, the clients, Sarah and Mark Beyer, who are pretend, have expressed several differences or preferences and criteria. They appreciate the natural light in the backyard of the property. The feedback from another agent showing also noted that buyers love the backyard, implying this is a desirable feature for potential buyers in general, and Sarah echoed this sentiment. They are interested in moving before school starts in September. We know their motivation, right? They are concerned with the kitchen updates and overall pricing. Man, if you're on a team, this is priceless. To have every team member know everything that you know, because I know, like when I go on vacation and I have somebody covering for me, it's like you update them, but did I really? Did I give them everything? Sometimes I may forget a thing or two. And if you dump everything in here, it's like set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about it. It's already there. Now, I want to go to the wealth report to see if that's, I want to load that conversation because I'm going to listen to this in the car today. Michael Carlo, what do you mean? Explain further. Put that in the comments for me, as far as what you mean. Exporting the conversations or exporting what you've shown them, right? Depending on where you get your email. What are the numbers in the circles? The numbers in the circles were the section of the document where it came from. So it's referencing like that would be the first section, second section, third section. Or if it's using multiple sources, then it will cite the source where it's getting it from in the information that it's given you. Is this session being recorded? Yes, Esther. Yes, it is. And here's what I'm going to do about our creations in 15 minutes. Betsy, where are you? Oh, in the past 15 minutes, I created a study guide for creating a digital product using Zoom clips, Zoom surveys, and Zoom meetings. Right? It's going to be next level. So, Betsy, I think what Michael wants you to share it if you could, please. Or go to Betsy's Learning Academy. She's going to put that in the chat. But what do I want to do here? Okay, so here's the Knight Frank Wealth Report. Let's listen to this for a second.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into what's shaping global wealth and the luxury markets as we head towards 2025.
That's right. We've got some great insights, mainly from the NotebookLM and Knight Frank Wealth Report. Lots of surveys in there, too.
Yeah, family offices, high net worth individuals, the whole picture. And our mission for you, the learner, is to pull out the really key stuff.
Exactly. Where's the money going?
Yeah.
What are the strategies? What's driving those big luxury decisions?
We want to give you that shortcut,
Right.
get you informed without drowning you in data.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating look at how the wealthiest are thinking globally, from property shifts to, well, even digital nomads.
Okay, so let's jump in. Real estate seems like a big one, especially for family offices. It's really standing out.
It is, despite, the broader economic wobbles, there's a strong appetite there.
Why do you think that is? What's the draw right now?
Well, our Knight Frank 150 survey shows it clearly.
Mhm.
About a quarter of family offices with homes are looking to buy more. And even bigger, 44% plan to expand their commercial property holdings soon, like in the next 18 months.
Wow, that's significant. So a
Yeah,
belief in tangible assets,
I,
maybe a hedge.
I think that's part of it, yeah. Long-term value, buffering market ups and downs, and
All right.
demographics play a role too, driving demand in certain spots. We can get into that.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
Just hop in the car and learn more about luxury real estate and wealth. Fantastic. Right now, I want to do create a script for a podcast I'm going to create using 11 labs. So this is Nicole's question about write a blog, write an article for LinkedIn. Okay, look, there's your there's your podcast, and you see it citing the sources there. But if I scroll all the way, jump into the bottom again, here's the article. Is that the article? Make sure. Yeah, write an article. Look at this. Navigating the evolving landscape of wealth and investment. So if you want to be seen as a luxury expert, or this could be market activity for your area, like publishing articles every week, every day on LinkedIn will get you up there being an expert in no time. Fantastic. All right, I'm going to share for being on with me, because today's going to be kind of a short one. I have a Google Drive link that'll be live for the next 30 minutes. It's going to give you the setup. It's going to give you the prompt library. It's going to give you some sample sources if that you wanted to use, frequently asked questions, and some hacks on how to export data from here. So if you're on Instagram, you got to hop over to the Facebook. I'm going to open this up right now. Let's see. Sharing is going to be, and then let me know what questions you have. Anyone with the link has access for the next 30 minutes. Okay? So don't share it with somebody if they didn't come. They don't get the reward. You were here. You get it. Okay? So that's done. Now, next week, we're going to be talking about the new updates with GPT and what they're doing. Let's see. I'll show you something quickly. Here we go. Check this out. Well, that's the image generator, right? I did that. I'm creating thumbnails for my YouTube now with the image generator, and they're fantastic. But let me just show you the new O3. Uses advanced reasoning. Okay, so if I start a new chat, that's what we're going to be talking about next week. We're going to dive deeper into O3, give you a little bit about 4.5, but next week I'm going to give you 3 or 4 different guides when it comes to ChatGPT, so that you can learn and import it into NotebookLM, so that I actually have a guide on NotebookLM too, okay, that you can import in there to learn how to do this stuff. All right, if I went back again, you could do this yourself today. Okay, let me go back to here. I did this a few days ago. Was it yesterday? I don't know. Right here, Google Notebook LM, features, uses. Could load conversation, but I have a ton of different use cases, 8 different sources. Okay, but I have FAQ. I could do study guide, and I'm telling you, with my kids, it's going to be a whole new world as far as how they study, how they organize their notes from school. Like, I hate to use the word revolutionizing and game changing, but this truly is. I've never seen anything like it. I don't think there's anything else that compares to it. I have been pretty ChatGPT loyal, if you will. I do love Google for a lot of things. I don't use Gemini that much, but this for sure. It's going to have a permanent tab saved on my computer, and I'll be using it multiple times per day. So, holy shizzle, this is good. All right, let me see if I have any other questions before I go. At JMan, did you literally just drop the report into that? Yeah, Michael Carlos. So if you have the Knight Frank, you just go over. That's exactly what I did. Right. So if you go plus, I'm sorry, I click at the upper left hand to go to you go create new, and then you could just drag and drop it in there or choose the file to upload. I mean, even like I said earlier, YouTube, like if you have YouTube, I have a few things in regards to AI that are more advanced that I've dropped into there. You could listen. There's no app right now, Billy. You can go to the mobile website, but what I would do is I would download the MP3. I would send it to myself on my phone, right? Depending on it, if you could always AirDrop it if you're a Mac user, or put it in a Google Drive folder that has all of your MP3s to listen to, and then in the car, just open up that Google Drive folder and listen to the MP3 just like you would an Audible or anything else, your favorite music. How can we download this video to import into NotebookLM? Good question. David, let's see. I think that you should be able to, if we did website, you could try pasting a web URL below to upload as a source into NotebookLM, or you could download the video on Facebook, or if you waited a few hours, I'll be uploading this to YouTube, and then you could use the YouTube link, and then that'll be no problem whatsoever. But it'd be interesting to see if you could use a Facebook link. I don't think so, but worth giving it a try. I did share the link. It's right above you in the comments. So deep search anything, then add into Notebook. Yeah, but keep in mind the deep search feature. You don't need to do that. It's just how I like doing it. You have a limited amount in the new GPT. If I go here and I go 03 and I turn this on, okay, that's the deep research feature. You only get 25 per month. So I might use GPT and say, what would be the best things for me to create ultimate guides about or do deep research on? Okay, you could say, I'm a real estate agent in Boynton Beach or wherever you are in Florida, Boca Raton, and I want to be seen as an expert in this particular area. Give me the ultimate guide. I like to use the word ultimate because it means it is the ultimate of things, not just create a guide. And it'll do more searches, but then it'll ask you clarifying questions. But you only get 30 of those per month. But if you have the plus on GPT, just go in and play a little bit with just 03, because what 03 is so much better at, they had a preview before, but now it's fully released, is it's an independent thinker. But we're going to go into that deeper next week. The link should be, I see it in the chat. That's it. I couldn't do that if it wasn't in the comments. Yeah, and here, let me go back 1 second to address what. Sometimes the screen goes in different directions. Okay. But let me go back here. Give me a topic, somebody, and I'll show you how we could do it with no resources whatsoever. Just give me a topic that you want to learn about. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? How did I scoop sources? Okay, give me the source. Naples, Nicole. How about Naples real estate market or Naples events? Give me something more specific I want. Okay, let's just do it. running. All right, we'll do 2 of them. I like that. First, we're going to do watch this. Oh, NFL draft, Michael Carlo. Yeah, how about them Bills, boy? I like our first draft. I like it. Fastest guy at the combine. Get me all excited. Mad Max. It's good. Okay, so look, neighbor market statistics enables area board of realtors. So it pulled statistics from your local board, which is awesome. Real estate market in 2025. So I can import all these, and I'm an expert in Naples in no time. I can land in Naples tomorrow morning, and I could be talking to your seller and get the listing by the afternoon. I mean, just kidding. Not really. But let's do it. We'll do a couple more. I want to do a new one over here. Create new. Here's what I want to do. Discover sources. Running faster and healthier. Athletic mobility for a pain-free future. Okay. Been into a lot lately with athletic mobility and stretching and like those kinds of things that really keep you healthy as a runner. So look at this 6-minute mobility routine to improve your running performance and reduce injury, understanding flexibility, mobility, and stability. I'm keeping this one for sure. It's a good one. Good suggestion. All right. And then Michael Carlos said NFL draft. Think about this. You could do a broadcast you could do a video about this. It's exciting. I love when you guys make suggestions because I'm like, these are things that I didn't even think of. Betsy's not even on the call anymore. She went. She's off down the down the black hole of Zoom. It's awesome. Okay, hold on. NFL draft day 1. NFL draft day 1. I want something more than that. NFL draft day 1. Winners and losers. How about Shador Sanders? Drop into the 2nd round. That's what happens when you're a jerk. You don't have a little bit of humility. You're not your father. Okay, look at this. Import. I'm on a roll, baby. Changing trends in interior design related to staging for best results when selling. Chucky Flynn coming through with this. Yeah, Nicole, that was one of the last updates that it did. It didn't used to have that. You used to always have to import it, according to Jeffrey Scott Staton, because I wasn't using it at that time. All right, look at this. Round 1, analysis and reaction. Do I have talking points for days here if I'm going to a party and people are going to be talking about football and I don't know anything about football or the draft? Yes, I do. Okay, one more and then we're going to be out. Let's see. Create new. I tell you, this is fun, though. Changing trends. Changing trends in interior design related to staging for best results when selling. I like where you're going with this, Chuck, because this would be a good LinkedIn article. This could be a good Facebook post, Instagram, like all of them, right? Watch this. We're going to mind map it, of course. Audio overview you could do. But let me write a LinkedIn article about the topic. Got to give it time to. Okay, you're not spelling correctly. Okay, it's almost done. Almost done. About the topic that would appeal to potential sellers. Look at that. Ready to sell? Unlock top dollar for your home with smart staging strategies. All right, Chuck. Just, buy me lunch every once in a while. You bought me some tacos a couple years ago, but this is going to get you a couple more deals here. Save to note. What does that do? Boom! I got a note on the side, so I can save that article for future use as my chat grows. This is great. All right, so we're going to wrap up, but again, tune in next week because we're going to be talking about ChatGPT's updates. You've seen the 4.0 and the image generator. That's fantastic. But ChatGPT's 0.3 update is going to be fantastic. And then if you could, in the comments, just drop what you're using it for, because I want to see all the use cases, or you want to send me an email or send me a link to stuff that you create. That's awesome, because I want to know that what we're doing is actually having some impact. And hey, today's session has been sponsored by Big Brain Chatbots. Go to bigbrainchatbots.com/real estate to learn some more information about AI chatbots. We'd be happy to help. Jeremiah JMan Monero, JMan Speaks. Make it a great day. Go Bills.